We suggest you patronize these neighbors for friendliness, courtesy, and value. Ask them for your free merchant driver tickets to this theater. There's plenty of time to treat yourself to something good to eat at our refreshment center.
You'll save money and time. You'll get the best of merchandise and service when you patronize these good neighbors. Shop with them regularly for friendly service and money-saving values.
Get more out of life. Come often and bring your family to our drive-in theater. Visit us often and enjoy our screen attractions in the comfort of your own car. You'll be glad to know that we provide bottle warming service at refreshment stand. Golden, pure creamery butter, rich, flavorful, satisfying. That's what it takes for the finest buttered popcorn, and that's what we use. See for yourself why there's no showtime treat to equal the crisp, delicious flavor of hot popcorn that's bathed in real melted butter. It's at the concession stand now.
Pizza!
Pizza! Pizza, pizza, pizza! Everybody loves pizza, and we're now featuring the famous original Tolona pizza. Only the finest and purest ingredients go into the original Tolona pizza, made fresh to your order. And into the oven it goes. Presto, a luscious, hot, crispy pizza. We're now featuring... Hey, wait a minute. Give me another pizza. That's better. Now, as I was saying... We now have delicious, crispy Tolona pizza at the refreshment stand. What do you have? Cheese, sausage, or pepperoni? Take it away!
At our refreshment stand, your wish is our command. So the coffee we serve there is pure perfection.
This is a dill pickle, a mighty pretty pickle, especially when he joins you at the show. We have lots of pretty pickles waiting for you at the refreshment center. They're plump, tender, mouth-watering. Wouldn't one taste good right now?
When you're on a picnic, hot dogs are mighty good this way. But when you're here at the theater, hot dogs are at their best. We start with the choicest Franks. Cook them until they're just right. Make available your favorite seasonings, and leave the rest to you. Everyone likes our hot dogs. Why not get one for everyone right now?
The most popular beverage in America, milk. Refreshing and delicious. The perfect pickup and energizer. Get yours now.
Here's magic, popcorn magic. Only hot, fresh, perfectly seasoned popcorn can satisfy that movie time popcorn craving. So if you like popcorn, you'll really like ours. We start with the best and make it better. Get plenty for everybody now.
Get the item that adds to your personal comfort. Cigarettes, here they are. Get the kind you prefer and enjoy them thoroughly. All the most popular brands.
Get the item that adds to your personal comfort. Cigarettes, here you are. Get the kind you prefer and enjoy them thoroughly. All the most popular brands.
What's to eat? What's to drink?
Good food galore.
Quick as a wink.
Ice cream bars. It's the handy way to enjoy smooth, rich, creamy ice cream. Get some.
Popcorn freshly popped and buttered. Look good? Sure, it looks good, and it tastes even better. Get some now.
Crisp, flavorful fish sandwiches, golden brown and crunchy outside, and tender and juicy inside for a snack or a meal.
Junior, he's always hungry. As for Sis, she's hungry too. Our barbecue is prepared with just the right amount of heat to keep in the natural juices and hold in that wonderful flavor. Aren't they delicious? Boy, does Junior go for them. And Sis likes them too. So come on, boys and gals. Let's have a barbecue.
Way down in old Virginia, 300 years ago, Captain John Smith and Pocahontas shot their meat and aged it slow. They smoked it and they spiced it too, for flavor at its best. Genuine Smithville barbecue surpasses all the rest.
Yes, folks, it's 300 years of tradition and taste you savor when you ask for a Smithfield barbecue, James River brand, at our refreshment center. In each flavorful morsel of meat, you can smell the hickory, oak, and applewood and taste the rare herbs and spices required for its cure. Here is truly a fresh new taste from an ancient recipe.
So go for deep down flavor of the Smithfield.
The GoreCast is brought to you by American Horrors, the greatest uncut horror channel in the world. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all horror. As well as the station of decapitation Without Your Head.
America's longest running horror channel, www.withoutyourhead.com.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
There we go. Right. Sorry about the slight blackness
Wardrobe malfunctions.
There wasn't a malfunction. I just didn't have it on.
Hence the malfunction. You worked in wardrobe.
The audience were very offended. I'll tell you that straight out. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the GoreCast here on Sunday night with me, Johnny Deadly, and this.
Come on.
The Giz.
Yes, good. I like that. Short, snappy, and to the point. Hello, and welcome to the episode that took us.
Don't let it distract you. Just keep talking.
Christ.
Just keep talking. Just keep talking.
Don't let it distract me.
This is part of your training
Hello.
for being a professional TV presenter. You have to be able to present in any kind of a situation.
When I tried to show you videos where people are doing that before, you told me no, that's just porn.
That's because it was porn, Giz.
I thought they did very well at reading out those news articles while getting boned. Anyway,
I actually don't know if that's porn. Well, no, sorry, don't get me wrong. It is porn, but I do believe it's actually on a legit channel as the news. Am I correct? Is it Russian?
No.
Is it Russian? I know there was a Russian. I don't know if it's still prevalent, but I know in Russia at one stage there was a topless news presenter.
This is degrees more.
Whereas they're actually boning. I feel that's porn. I won't lie to you.
But
I feel full-blown intercourse.
Even still, very professional. We're still reading out that stuff properly. Anyway, welcome to the biker episode.
It's the biker. Welcome to not just the biker episode. It's a whole night because American Horrors and us have teamed up. So it's biker night. No, that's not wrong. Biker movies from her.
With special thanks to Katie McNeil for pointing out why the hell have we not done this one sooner.
You could be your hero, Katie. Give us episode ideas, oh yeah, oh yeah.
So, thank you for that.
I wanted to do it in the actual TV episode. You do get a shout out in the TV episode, and it's awesome.
You do.
It just wasn't that one, because it turns out my knowledge of wreak Iglesias was even worse than anyone could have imagined. And the one song that everyone knows, the one line of the one song that everyone knows,
he gets wrong.
I didn't know it. I thought it was "You Could Be Our Hero."
No.
Yeah. Well, she sings like such a girl, so I thought it was more like the lady came in, in a modern day of thinking, in the way women are able to do anything these days. I thought someone had saved Enrique Iglesias, and he was all impressed and happy. But I was wrong. It was in fact him being a hero. And it turns out he didn't save her from fucking shit. He's actually just offering her a date. That's pretty much what I picked up.
Can we get on with the actual...
Because I had to listen to the song several times to try and find
You didn't have to do anything.
Well, I thought it was... First, I listened to the opening bit, and then I was like, oh, that's not the lyrics I thought it was. And I was like, oh, maybe they changed kind of as you go in a little bit into the song. So... And then Pam talked to me, and then other people talked to me. Oh, shit, I've got to send the link to Pam. Other people talked to me, and then I'd have to put the song back on again, and then there was a vicious... I got stuck in an Enrique Iglesias loop there for about half hour, 45 minutes last night.
It's a good thing we're doing a horror show, because I'd imagine that was truly horrific.
Fucking freaked me right the fuck out anyway, I can tell you about that.
Okay, just briefly before we get into the reviews for stuff, might as well do a couple of little bits of horror news type stuff.
He has not told me a single one of these, so I'm going to be as tickly surprised as any of you.
Actually, you might like this one. It was recently announced that the people that were behind the much lamented and completely fucked up Friday the 13th game, they're going to be releasing a game called Predator: The Hunt. Predator: The... Oh no, that's the wrong thing. God damn it! Anyway, there's no...
I have no input. He told me none of these don't have...
Hunting Ground. There we go. Predator Hunting Ground. There we go. Which is an asymmetrical...
No.
Yes, asymmetrical multiplayer game. In the style of, I'd imagine, that Friday the 13th game, only probably not going to have all the really annoying legal issues and fuck-ups with launch and everything. So,
so what I'm picturing is replace Jason with a Predator and then replace, I'm assuming, soldiers.
Camp counselors with Arnie and the boys.
Yeah, if they were doing it logically, they'd do like they did with the last Predator movie. Not that one. The actual last Predator movie.
Predators.
Yeah, the one with Brody, Adrian Brody in it.
That's
a great idea. Where we pick up 5 random dudes that are very good at doing shit, and we drop them on an island with a bunch of predators and predator dogs and see what happens. Well, alien dogs technically, but I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done with that. Yeah. That's cool. And the bonus of that is you can probably lash that out pretty quick, because it's mostly cosmetic pasting over. All of the actual game dynamic and user interface of the gaming would already be pretty much worked out with the camp counselors and stuff.
To a large degree, yeah. The basic mechanics, I'd imagine you'd have to change a few bits and pieces.
Well, you'd have to let the soldiers have some sort of
weapons.
I would assume so.
Yeah, like guns and shit.
But that's not how those games work.
See, that's what I'm saying.
This is interesting.
Well, in any case, we'll probably be hearing more about that as the year rolls on, as it's set for a 2020 release.
Yes.
And
Very
probably coming to the PS2, I think, at least.
Oh, I'm sure it's probably on the PS4 by now, mate.
That's probably the number that I'm thinking of, yes.
Yeah. If it's coming out on the PS2.
I was thinking
of... Pretty late delay.
To be fair,
shit, we got messages.
I was thinking of Predator Concrete Jungle, which was a fucking awesome game. Fucking brilliant.
Katie McNeil fully accepts the hero title. That's good to know. Ramat, say ala Orange, Indonesia, Negara, Indonesia, Yang, Paling, Syrian, Bangis, Gu, Samak, Dia, Kalo, Bua, Anako.
That's a sentence.
Yeah, I don't know what it means. Have I cursed myself? Has that... Oh, fuck, this is what happened the last time. Goddamn witches!
That's why I don't read the shit out loud.
I know. I have an Ash Williams thing where it comes to that. It's just read that there for me. Yeah, okay. I'll book a boogie back in a second. Oh, shit.
None of those words were right. You're dead. Anyway, moving on to releases.
I feel like you know what it means. No? Or are you just laughing at me butchering?
I wanted to go translate because I didn't know whether it was English or not, to be fair.
It's not.
Oh, yeah. Do you know
But
Ramat?
it might be a really drunk person, you don't know.
There's usually one discernible word at least in a drunk person text.
Yeah, Indonesia.
Fair point. I guess that means that's
Maybe
where he's
they've
from.
gotten drunk, got
Anyway.
on a plane, landed in Indonesia, doesn't know how the fuck they got
Or
there.
he's
how to
watching
get
us from
home.
there. Probably more likely.
Also, Midnight Riders in as well. Hello.
Another release date that I think you're going to love. Iron
Yeah.
Sky 2.
Oh, I'm aware of that. Oh my god. What's going on? Yes, I'm aware of that. I was actually raving about it only on a show or two ago, I believe.
Theatrical release in July.
Whatever movie we had with the Nazis involved in it, and I was going.
But did we actually have a release date then? Because now we do.
It's this year, isn't it?
Yeah. July 19.
Oh, super close.
Yes.
Yeah, I
that's
think
kinda
we
why
had a
I'm
release
saying it.
date before. I feel we talked about this.
I didn't have a clue when it was being released.
Yeah.
Where's it? Vertical Entertainment plans a July 19th theatrical and digital release in the US.
If anyone's unaware of what goes on, Hitler was cryogenically frozen after World War II. Then they flew his ass to the backside of the moon. Then he built a whole colony there, and then they fly on back.
Except this is 20 years later.
I'm giving them the original movie idea, so you know what goes on. And then basically space Nazis.
20 years later, space
Or
Nazis.
Nazis in space!
Well, 20 years later, it seems the colony on the moon has fallen to shit and the human race is doomed, so they're flying back to Earth.
But they flew back to Earth the first time.
I don't know.
Okay. Are they flying back to Earth in a sort of a please let us come back, the moon's fucked kind of way? Or is it in a sort of a we are taking over like the last one? We are taking over probably.
No, like we are fucked and they're taking over. Kind of. October should be fun though.
Why? October's always fun.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But in this case, we have, just make sure that I got them right because it was confusing me a while ago. Yes. We have the new Addams Family animated thing coming out on October 11th.
Yay.
And then the next week, October 18th, we have Zombieland Double Tap.
Yes. Yes.
I'm happy about the Addams Family animated.
Yes. I'm not a big animated. I'm not disputing that. I'm not a big Addams Family. Sorry, that's wrong. I'm a very big Addams Family guy. I'm just not a big animated.
But they're looking exactly like they did in the original cartoon. It's great.
Yeah.
It's about CGI.
I'm 35.
So?
I like my anime.
It is. It's CGI. It's smooth as fucking silk.
No, I meant as in, I like, if I'm going to watch an animation, lots of people would want to be getting murdered.
It's the fragging Addams Family.
They don't do much murder.
They don't do a lot of murdering.
On screen.
Yes, that's my issue. On screen, there's not a lot of murdering.
Anyway, October's going to be great fun because we have the
Like,
Addams
for instance,
Family.
I was watching Baki there 2 weeks ago. A guy literally kicked the guy's head clean off.
Happens
It was
in anime all the
amazing.
time.
And then yeah, I know, and that's why I watch it because it's awesome. I did like this straight axe kick, and then his head goes pop.
Anyway, like I was saying, October 11th, Addams Family. October 18th, Zombieland Double Tap. So that should be a fun couple of weeks.
You forgot her sketchpad.
What sketchpad?
I don't know. I sure did.
Last week.
Oh yeah, she forgot. Oh yeah.
I can't remember what that was.
What was it again?
The show
Jesus,
was
dinosaur.
drawings now. She did
Dinosaur
people.
Jesus. Oh crap.
Yeah, Dragon Jesus.
Dragon Jesus. That was it. Dragon Jesus. That was
The
great.
other thing that I was going to say was that it turns out The Terror has gotten a second season. I know you probably didn't get around to watching that, did you? It was quite good. I found it fun. Jared
Did you
Harris.
tell me about it?
I did. I told you about it a lot because I kind of binge watched it. Because I put on the first episode and went, I'll see what this is like. 10 episodes later.
Was I editing when we talked about this?
You are always editing.
Yeah, I feel you may have been talking to my editing representative while I was very much engrossed in the editing.
Well, apparently, while the first season is set in the Arctic in 1746, I believe, the second season looks to be doing the same kind of thing that American Horror Story did, where it's like a different setting each time.
Okay, I like that where they mix it up.
Yeah. So
I know, is it different characters, or are
Yes.
they doing the thing where they keep all the same actors but they're playing different people?
different people, different actors,
Okay.
different everything.
Okay.
This time, it looks like the story is going to be set in terms.
Because there's a bit of confusion about, like, do you know, an American Horror Story where people are like, oh, well, he's not like this anymore. God, he's not the same person.
No.
He's a different person
No,
completely.
as far as I know, this is just like a new story done by the same people.
Okay. Yeah, but he looks like the same dude.
It's the same dude playing it! It's just not the same person. Do you get me? It's like if we changed Giz's name and moved him to a different episode of the TV show, but in the same TV show, but not as Giz.
It's like that. But he's still Giz. But not in that episode, the Kurgan. Did I miss Psychomania? We haven't even started reviewing the movies yet, and we will be announcing later on what movies are coming up in American Horror, because ordinarily no one knows.
Shall we get into the reviews of the films?
Let's, unless you have any more surprise news bites for me.
Nope, that's all the surprises.
Awesome, because I literally get to never have input on any of those.
I said it to you a while ago. I'm looking up news bits. Your reaction was, do we need news bits? We're just going to be doing reviews of stuff.
Well, no, it was, do we need news bits? We have an extra movie on tonight, opposed to normally 3. And then I thought we weren't having news bits.
And then I noticed and then I just noticed as soon as the show started, you were sharing stuff out, and I was like, I should probably talk about some news bits.
Okay. But you do know, just for future reference, I share this show out every week.
Yeah, and every week you do it, I talk about news bits because you're generally too distracted sharing it out to contribute to the discussion.
Oh, yeah. No, not anymore. I now have that all done before we go on camera.
And now
ordinarily. Except I actually did forget to do Twitter. So I will do that momentarily.
Oh, no.
Hello, Kurgan. Forgot to say that.
Ah, crap. I think I made an oopsie.
Yeah, it's not Werewolves and Wheels anyway, number 1. It's like...
No, it's not that. Okay, first of all, it's my fault. His article is wrong.
It's not the first time.
What? Psychomania was 73, Werewolves and Wheels was 71.
Are you? Okay, the whole episode's wrong, so, because it's... we can flip things around.
Do Werewolves and Wheels first?
Yeah, but I don't have them lined up that way. I had them lined up what I thought was chronological.
Which is why I just apologised for you.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. All right.
I'm not.
Okay, so the first movie's Werewolves on Wheels.
Yeah.
I remember when you said it to me, I was like, Jesus, I would have thought that was first. Because it wasn't. Yeah, but at the time, I was like, Jesus.
I've been getting dates really, really, correct lately, okay?
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
not mess up one or two.
I'm not giving out. It's okay. Anyway, Werewolves on Wheels, the 1971 grindhouse classic, which does what it says on the tin, really. You got some bikers. You've got a satanic curse. You've got some hair-inducing madness that starts afterwards. And then generally people get eaten.
Adam and his pack of marauding actually is probably the more accurate
They're
term.
biker Vikings. Drive in, rape it, fuck it, rob it, and leave.
I hate to tell you, but that's kind of what backpatch bikers were supposed to have been anyway.
I know. Yeah. But
I hate this aspiration of Vikings being true to it, but we'll get to that when the Psychomania film comes on. We'll get to it when the Psychomania comes on.
But the Vikings are just bikers on boats. If you think about it.
Everybody has that mentality. Any force, any roving force has that mentality.
Explain pirates to yourself. I can. They're Vikings and bikers on boats. But
It's
they
not
speak
like-
English like the bikers.
When did the Vikings ever meet the Mongolians? Because I'm pretty sure they had the same mentality, and they actually ride horses.
Yeah, but then they would have been like horse riding bikers. Yeah. I just...
Steal horses, bikers.
I won't lie to you. Biker Viking came up as a thing in the show before, and that's the reason I keep using Biker Viking, because these guys they have the mentality of bikers and or Vikings. It's just due to the time period, boating through the middle of a country is kind of gone out. Motorized vehicles have been invented.
Yeah, they're about 2002 late to go boating through the middle of the desert that the film takes place in.
Yes. That's why they made boats with wheels.
Okay then. Okay. Anyway, yeah, it's as I said, Adam and the Last
They're Vikers.
Oh God.
It's it.
Fuck's sake! Don't encourage this.
I'm like Nicolas Cage's agent. You're like Nicolas Cage's agent, and I'm like Nicolas Cage. Please don't start using that. Vikers. I love it. It's in. It's great.
Anyway,
it's peace. No. Oh, you're turning down using the word. No, Tuco's trying to hump my leg. I'll use any word you throw. Vikers is great. Put it in.
So anyway, the lads are roving around and they decide to have a bit of a sit down and a bit of a picnic next to the satanic church.
And acid. Don't forget the acid.
Oh, there's always acid. It's implied. It's the 70s and it's a pack of bikers.
I know, but it was just they made a very big... Because at one stage, there was a guy walking, I'm pretty sure, walking around drinking a jug of acid.
Yeah.
I was like, well done, that guy.
And then there was the Adam who's like...
If you want to know why I'm saying well done, that guy, refer back to last week's episode where I explained how I read loads of things about hallucinogenics in books.
Anyway, after their picnic, they are approached by the satanic cult who decide to offer them bread and wine. The lads, being the absolute fucking munchy, craving lushes that they are, dig in! Which is a terrible idea because it turns out the bread and wine is spiked. So they all go to sleepy time, and then the cult decides to have a nice little...
Bring us their hottest one.
Yeah, they have a nice little ritual which magically coerces Adam's old lady to come in and partake and become the bride of Satan by doing this lovely little dance where she gets all naked and dances with a snake in front of a fire.
Yeah, think Dusk Till Dawn.
Kind of, yes.
But before it.
Adam, unfortunately, wakes up, goes, my old lady's missing, rouses the troops and goes in to go and get her. So they beat the crap out of the cultists and
Because it
rescue
turns
her.
out satanic cultists back then, great at weaving spells, not so good at fisticuffs.
I think it was deliberate.
Oh, just lull them in?
Especially the way the film turns.
Yes, to just send the package back off with them. Yeah.
See, the boys managed to rescue Adam's old lady, and they go off, and unfortunately it turns out that Adam's old lady was cursed into becoming a werewolf. She infects Adam, and before long, the biker crew starts dying off one by one as at night the two of them turn into werewolves and, well, kind of get hungry.
They keep going to relieve people from their night shift of keeping an eye on the camp, and every time someone seems to get relieved, they get eaten. Movie logic. It's great. You would have thought after
that's
maybe...
the name of the character that they eat.
Oh, yeah.
Watch.
You would have thought, like, after one of them, they were like...
Well, you see, that's just it. They managed to pawn off the first deaths as the two of them being drunk and falling off the side of a cliff.
Yeah, because that's logical. It could happen twice.
If you met this bunch of reprobates, it actually is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam's like, look, man,
They're like... The Pictionary image of your mum being like, those biker boys are bad. That's what these biker boys are.
Yep. Interestingly enough, this film is noteworthy for a lot of reasons, the least of which being the fact that there's actual proper bikers doing stunts and shit in the film. No acting experience or anything. They just decided to kind of record these guys doing their everyday bit, chuck it into the movie because, hey, it worked.
Angel tits? Okay. Welcome to the show, Senor Fluffy Bottom.
Ted.
Shut up, don't.
That was his name.
Senor Fluffy Bottom?
Well, maybe not Senor, but...
I never remembered any of these slags. Only bit I remembered was he used to always retort back, it's just Downy Fluff!
Yeah, that was it. They were on the plane, there was a man who was in seminary with them. He was like, you ever hear Ted's nickname? Fluffy Bottom.
Sure, Hanley just went, Giz could be a proper biker if you got a proper bike.
I'm sorry, what the fuck do you think I've been driving for the last 2 decades? Oh, that's right, an actual fucking bike. When's the last time you were on one? Oh, that's right, you couldn't get one when you tried. Fuck off.
You flip this switch,
yeah. Oh, okay, fair enough. Good luck for you. I'm actually kind of pissed off because the fucking piece of shit that I'm on at the moment, I didn't want to be fucking stuck on. But that's the way fucking life goes.
So glad you joined in, Jer.
Anyway.
I'm just like, I've never seen a comment derail the show so fast in my life. The minute I read it,
actually, no, he's right. I'm not a proper biker because, to be fair, proper bikers have a certain field of knowledge, which, to be perfectly honest, I don't have. I drive bikes, I crash, I get up, and I don't fucking die. I know enough to keep a bike on the road, but I'm not a big mechanic and I'm not really big into them. It'd be more accurate to say that I'm a nerd that likes driving bikes. So yeah, I suppose you're actually fucking right. Back to the film.
That'd be delightful. Thanks.
So anyway, as we were saying, Adam and his old lady are turning into werewolves at night. They're eating people. The rest of the gang, especially Taro? Yeah, Taro, who reads the cards and is getting a really bad vibe from all this jazz.
Yeah, and then it's weird. Why have the tarot card reading guy in the group if no one's going to listen to him?
The chicks listen to him.
Yeah, but none of the chicks don't make any decisions, which is the problem. I think we're all going to get murdered if we go to this church, man. I'm getting bad vibes. Fuck you. Fuck you and the fucking metal horse you rode in on. Alright, I'm drinking this bottle of acid and I'm bringing fucking sexy tits and we're going looking at the church.
And that's how they ended up getting lost in the desert.
That's exactly how they got lost in the desert.
Yep.
Yeah. Look, I can tell you something for nothing. If your day starts off by drinking straight from a bottle of acid, you're going to have an interesting day.
Probably.
Do you know what I mean?
Probably. Yeah, Werewolves on Wheels is just a nice psychedelic trip into 70s biker life.
Bike right out. And you will know my name is the Giz when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Did you see his hashtag on?
To be fair, it's been a long time since I got...
Hashtag give me a semi. Hashtag, evidently he likes angry Giz. He likes when you take the bull by the horns.
That's a disturbing thought.
Isn't it?
I'm sorry, Mike, but that's only for cute girls that like to call me daddy. Now, anyway, I'm
stuck in an epicenter of weirdness, and I'm not the weird one, which is weird in itself.
That was weird as werewolf.
I feel very uncomfortable all of a sudden. I don't know what's going on. I feel very. I'm in the serious chair now, evidently, and I don't
Try
like
to play
it.
trailer. Get your mind back on things.
Yeah, okay, we'll do the trailer and we can go back and finish the review. That through.
The one who speaks to them, let them eat their bread and drink their wine, and in the night benign, sleep.
Don't miss the most unusual and exciting horror motorcycle film yet made.
I come to offer you youth and fresh blood.
Hey, we all know how we're going to die, baby. We're going to crash and burn.
Werewolves on Wheels, starring Steve Oliver and Severn Darden. The story of a motorcycle gang who ride into a new kind of hell. They ride wild, play hard, and fight brutal.
I write your unholy name thrice in blood.
Cry of Satan, you are one with them. Cry of Satan, you are one with them. Cry of Satan.
Werewolves on Wheels, the most eerie, the most chilling, the most terrifying motorcycle horror film ever made. Their survival was the torch, as one by one they became terrifying, bloodthirsty werewolves on wheels. Don't miss the first horror motorcycle film ever made, Werewolves on Wheels. Rated R from the Fanfare Corporation.
Be fun. I won't fall. I won't fall.
Giz gets people to call him daddy, not the other way around.
Women.
Yes,
to be specific. Nothing against it, just my tastes.
Okay.
Yep. Anyway,
I just didn't want to rule anyone out. I don't like excluding people.
I don't like to give the wrong impression.
That's fair enough. It's one of the stranger openings to a show, to be honest. What about you?
What, me trying not to give the wrong impression?
No, just the whole show. The last, 25 minutes or whatever it is. It's been pretty weird.
Dude, we're talking about werewolves on wheels. It's not going to be
strangely not the weirdest part of the show.
Yeah, I know.
When the bear is hungry, he feeds. Just saying.
What the fuck?
We need to get Mike Cardell in the studio.
On to the next film.
I'm actually working on that.
On to the next.
Yeah. Did we finish Werewolves on Wheels? I thought we took it.
If you're looking for a zany, out-of-the-box 1970s...
Grindhouse classic, because it is a fucking Grindhouse
That's
classic.
the words that I was going to be using. Then you could do a hell of a lot worse than Werewolves on Wheels, whereby you get to chill, relax, and enjoy watching these bikers going around being...
You get the awesome 70s porno music. You get...
All the films have awesome 70s porno music.
Not all of them.
No.
You're right. Chopper Chicks had awesome 90s
Porno music. And Majorettes. It's there.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, awesome 70s porno music. You got really cool bikers. You've got genuine bikers in there, because if you see any cool bike stunts going on, that's some real bikers that they paid, because they were just like, okay, we've got actors that can't ride bikes and we've got bikers that can't act. How can we work this out?
Lads, go do your thing. We'll film you. It'll be fine.
It'll be grand. Anyway, next movie is Psychomania.
Oh my god.
This is so fucking good.
I thought it was going to be fucking terrible, and it was awesome.
It was so... Well, I'm actually, before we even go into another review, I'm going to put my stamp on it. This is actually my favourite film of the night. It's either that or Werewolves on Wheels.
Chopper Chicks for me.
Yeah. I just... Chopper Chicks... My problem with Chopper Chicks...
It's a childhood classic for me.
Yeah, my issue with Chopper Chicks is my same issue with all the trauma stuff, which doesn't interfere with my enjoyment of the movie, but it's kind of like loads of random crazy shit with a very ropey story to just keep all of the zany shit together.
You know what? We'll get to that when we get to Chopper Chicks. And
Whereas I just think these two had a more filled out. This particularly, because I was like, this is going to be, when I read the synopsis and started watching it, and I very quickly saw how all of, basically what's going on in the movie is you got a load of bikers. The biker's mom is into witchy shit. The head biker's mom, should I say, is into witchy shit. He has it in his head that he should be able to survive past death and come back. And long story short, you get a load of undead bikers.
Yeah, Tom Latham is the head of the Living Dead, which is a bike gang that
He's got an Alex from A Clockwork Orange level of charisma to him. It's great. Like,
and sociopath, like.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's. I think it's why I liked it so much. I was like, this is literally like if Alex from A Clockwork Orange ran a biker gang full of Satanists.
Even well, they're not.
But they're not, whatever you want to call them.
Even at the start of it, they're burning around on the roads, deliberately running people off it. When one car comes against them, they deliberately go along, and I think probably kill that fucking dude in the crash. To be perfectly honest, because he took a header through that window at the start. Then you get run off the road, and then Jane, and then they go back and fucking.
Which way?
There's no dude at the start.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I thought it was one of the bikers. No, yeah.
Anyway, Tom's mother is into doing seances for people and into the dark arts, and Tom suspects that something weird happened with.
Not just some flashy lights, dark arts. I'm talking full blown. Your child's voice coming out of her mouth, dark arts.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Tom reckons something weird happened with his alpha, with his father, and that there is some way of surviving death. He's, Well,
it's a case of he knows his mom knows how to do it. She just won't fucking tell him.
Until eventually he manages to coerce the answer out of her, and
due to the fact that he managed to rugby tackle a very strange-looking toad to the ground in a wood.
No, that was
the toad seems to have a lot to do with it.
No, that was incidental. It's just the sigil of the demon that made the deal.
Yeah, and the mother also turns into a toad.
It's the sigil of the demon that made the deal.
Okay. I just thought it was the toad seemed quite incremental when he came back home. Your man seemed quite, what have you got there, Mr. Toad Grabber?
No, it's because he would have known the mythology. He would have seen the emblem, the pendant, and a few other bits and pieces. So,
well, he would have known the mythology. He's the broker of all evil.
Shadwell? Yeah, he's awesome.
Damn Shadwell.
Played by, what's his name? Yeah, George Sanders, who actually has like 40 or 50 years worth of an outstanding acting career, to be perfectly honest.
We've got a load of crazy famous people in these movies. Before they were famous.
George Sanders was actually the voice of Shere Khan in the original Disney's Jungle Book.
There you go.
Yeah. And played Simon Templar in a bunch of the Saint movies around the 40s and 50s, I think. But in this, he plays Shadwell the butler and is fantastic. Just the typical proper English butler with this sinister side. He's still he's friendly to the family, but you can tell he's a dark bastard, like in the back of his head. And
who doesn't age.
Doesn't age at all. Like we said, Tom eventually manages to coerce the secret of coming back from the dead out of his mother, and it basically boils down to not giving. He basically Daniel Browns it. Zero fucks given. You have to know. Every single fibre of your being has to know.
I'm coming back.
And you have to take yourself out and know that you're coming back.
You have to know I want to die, and the reason I want to die is I'm going to come back.
And so Tom does the only thing he can do and burns at 100 miles an hour off the side of a bridge into the water. After
in the middle of a cop chase, because if you're going to... I like the way he did the smart thing where it was like, this may not go well, and if it doesn't go well, I'm going out in a blaze of fucking glory. Yeah. No fucking slight running off the road kind of shit for me. I'm going face first on my bike, clean off a fucking bridge. Fucking yup!
So
he basically even says it to his girlfriend because the decision's made very haphazardly when he eventually just goes, I'm driving off this bridge! What do you mean you're driving off the bridge? I believe I'm coming back! I'll talk to you later!
Bye-bye! And then they do this interesting burial thing with
him in the bike. I liked this. I thought it was very cool.
I have to make a personal note here, because there's been a few people and they're all talking about strapping me to a bike and setting me on fire and sending me off into the water. I'm not a Viking. Funeral pyre, thank you very much.
What was that you were saying there? They were, because you're a biker, but they were trying to do what sort of ceremony there? Was that?
This is why I said I'm not a Viking.
Was that a Viking that I heard? Like they were trying to send you off like some sort of biker Viking. Is that what I'm trying to hear?
But I'm not.
But you are, though.
You used the word.
Celt. Funeral pyre will do.
They're just Vikings with a different language! Jesus!
And traditions.
Yes, I know that. Heritage. I've never lived in my hat so much during an episode of this podcast.
Hatman!
I think it's breathable.
Anyway. As a result, you have this really cool scene happening.
Can I ask you a very quick question?
should look at that.
What?
Do you get picture messages on your phone?
I can't always see them.
This is what I was saying.
I feel Joe Hanley may have texted you a picture. I love that man so much. Do you know that? I saw a Byrne comment. I don't know what he said, but I saw a Byrne comment going, he won't get it. He has Messenger logged off during the show.
No,
and all I
he might
heard
not
was
get
your
on his
phone
phone.
going. Joe Hanley, you fucking legend.
Anyway,
I'll show him not getting Messenger.
Like I was saying, because they bury him on the bike, and there's this cool part where Shadow walks along and looks down, and he approves. He's kind of like,
I love it. Very good. Very good.
But the smiling face, like, and as a result, you're kind of like, oh, I know what they're going to do here. And sure enough, when he
It
comes
was
back to the
great.
net, it's awesome.
Do you think
Straight out of the funeral home?
Do you think as old?
Fucking brilliant.
Do you think as old and posh and everything as Chadwell was, the reason he was saying very good was he looked at the bike on the ground and went, very good. That's going to look awesome when he drives. Clean the fuck out of it. Fun.
Don't forget though what he is. He knows exactly what awesome looks like.
I was actually very impressed with that shot, by the way.
It was brilliant.
It looked so good.
What got me was there's a part where they're driving away from. They like to meet up at a place called Seven Witches, which is very reminiscent of Stonehenge. You find out that this is actually where a deal was made a few hundred years ago, which is referenced as being similar to the deal that you assume was made
between Mommy and Chadwell.
Yeah, between Mama Latham and Chadwell, which would ensure
between Chadwell's boss and Mama Latham.
Yeah, Chadwell, we figure, is the broker who sticks around to not only be a butler but also ensure that the rules of the deal are met.
No more cheeky weeky. We made an arrangey wangey.
You know what happens when you go back on your word? You get turned to fucking stone like them Seven Witches.
I felt kind of, due to my Clockwork Orange comments, I felt that was the most appropriate way to say that. Right? Eggy wigs.
Like I said though, there's a scene where they're leaving and there's supposed to be a hillock that they're ramping over, and I thought they did it cool because they're looking kind of going. They must have clearly put a wooden. Why the fuck is everyone laughing?
I'll read the last message there.
Oh, sorry.
Read it out loud.
I'm so glad I don't have you.
Shall I read it out loud?
Read it out loud there. I'm
Mike.
always reading them.
From Mike, if you got a phone message from me, let me assure you, it's mayo on a sausage roll. Mike, I'm so fucking glad you don't have my phone number.
Hashtag we love our fans.
Yeah.
And we're afraid they may love us too much.
You love it, really.
Not when it's male.
I'm just skiing with him. I'm skiing with him.
Why can't I have cute girls coming out to
Text
me?
when he's home,
I don't.
Mike.
It's not my thing, sorry. Anyway, like I said, Psychomania is, to be perfectly honest, far out and groovy and a really actually decent story that's... It's good because you end up with the entire gang deciding they're all going to off themselves in order to be undead as well.
Yeah.
And just some of the humour...
Except for one little bitch.
No, she tries.
No, not her, dude. I wasn't calling her a bitch. I was calling your man a bitch, the one that died.
He tries as well, he just doesn't have enough faith to bring it back and must have chicken out at the last second.
Yeah, he bottles it at the last second.
I think the one guy with the
problem when you go flying in a truck through the air and bottling it at the last second is you don't have a lot of recourse to change your mind.
You're still hitting that truck.
I'm gonna die. Yeah.
Just the happy, just the
plan.
The merriment that some of them went about it. Like there's a guy who parks up and a cop comes down to try and tell him he can't park there. I'll be down to you in just a second, officer. Walks out a window. Or the guy that decides to go for a swim in the river with the cement block, the big fuckload of chains, a big happy grin on his face as he's doing it.
I like the ginger guy who just took the face wipe off the beach where he's like, I'm gonna wait for a big truck.
There's one. Looks up at the lads and waves. See you in a minute.
Splat.
As a result of that humour, as a result of the quirkiness, as a result of the fact that the story is actually put together pretty decently.
We're still not called the Suicide Squad.
The comic would have been out before it.
I don't care.
They could have been the originals.
I don't care. This is so more applicable. Yeah, but these guys go into like battle-like situations where there's a very good chance they're not coming back. These guys are literally fucking topping themselves. Topping themselves. Literally. Drove off a fucking bridge and then drove out of the ground. Jesus. Suicide Squad. Bitches.
All things being equal, I think it was very, very good for a production house that's usually known for doing spaghetti and westerns.
He's got quite a stiff upper lip, actually.
Who, Shadwell?
Chadwell.
Oh yeah.
And so does Tom, actually. He's got quite a stiff upper lip.
Yes.
He's quite well spoken and quite, aristocratic and quite upper lippish. But I like going around causing absolute fucking mayhem, boys. It's great crack.
Absolute mayhem.
Great crack. Let's go burn it all down. This is awesome, bands. Yes, good, jolly good show. Jolly good show. That kind of weird. Back when bikers were, back when bad guys were super civilized. Before it was all just like, let's burn your family and everything.
Let's face it,
kind of shit.
some of the best bad guys are always still super civilized.
Yeah, I know. That's why I like a good civilized bad guy. I like the guy who decides, let's have a cognac and have a chat about this whole deballing you're about to go through.
You're going to say, have a cognac when I watch your family burn.
Well, think about James Bond. Half the times that he was having cognac with people is, yes, let's have a quick drink while they warm up the shocks. Warm them up. Oh, we keep them in cold water so they don't get super feisty. Unless you come in, and then we heat those fuckers up, and then it's like, nah. And in worst case scenario, if that nah, doesn't work, freaking lasers.
I was thinking that, yeah. Expecting to talk? No, I expect you to die. It'd be a cheap funeral. Scorpio.
He was a great bad guy.
He was.
He was so friendly, but so good a bad guy.
Homer,
I'm going to have to talk to you in a minute. I'm handling something right now.
The secret to any good criminal organisation is proper fucking human relations.
Yeah, he had good HR. Yeah.
And
High five, Barry. That's the way to do it. Because you need to make them want to know that they want to kill themselves, making sure that you don't die.
Yes.
Cult. That's basically it. Every good criminal overlord cult. Except that unlike normal cults, where it's just worship us and you do what I say, it's
give us your money.
Worship me and I will pay you to do shit.
Oh, yeah, it's the opposite of a cult.
It's the opposite of it. Yeah, well, it's more like outsourcing members for a cult than actually just recruiting members.
Indeed. Anyway, trailer for Psychomania?
Psychomania, yeah, cool. You get a better gist of this out of the trailer. Prepare for some 70s rock / porn / bow down.
The high school Majorettes. They are creatures of darkness, waiting for their moment.
Whoops, sorry. Ill-advised, I completely forgot that we have 4 movies this week.
Forgot one, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh, do you know what? I never found the trailer for Psychomania.
Well, I heard it playing a while ago.
The trailer for Psychomania?
Yeah.
You sure?
No.
No, you didn't, because you definitely couldn't find it either.
No, I don't think I couldn't find it. I think it was... Let's just talk for a minute and I'll sort this out. Okay.
Downloaded it. And then
Because outside of, if we actually think about it, we haven't really talked about the movie that long. We got distracted with much random shit.
We talked about pretty much everything that's in the film without giving away the film itself.
Yeah, and it's very hard not to give away the film itself because unlike a lot of 70s crazy grindhouse movies, there's a very intricate plot in this.
There is, yeah.
This will only take 2 ticks of a lamb's tail. This would have been a good time to bust out the horror news. I'm panicking, oh no, we got nothing. You're like, don't worry, boss. I got it covered. This week on the news. You're my hero. You know?
I won't be your hero, baby. I'll just shoot you in the face. It's handier.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. It's just, we so don't do...
Trailer.
Yeah. I won't lie to you, dude. I think it's actually lost in a folder because I have the trailer cut into the...
They were just ordinary troublemakers as long as they lived.
Yeah, I'm not playing
it.
Wasn't sure.
You know how much I love my 70s porno music, dude?
It's disturbing how much he loves his 70s porno music.
Yeah, I've cut it into the show 3 times now. Do you remember Johnny's porno classics?
I try to forget.
You obviously did not. There's actually porno classics in there for Johnny's porno classics. That's the amazing thing.
I said I tried to forget.
TikTok. I'm going as fast as I can, Katie. Some of it comes down to loading times. It's not all my fault. I thought when I said cover there, Giz would have started talking by now, but I've just been rambling just to fill the air space.
Well, it's funny how when you need me to talk, there's actually nothing that I can come up with saying. Because
I know, it is really funny how that happens.
Because most of what I talk about is banter back and forth between the two of us.
Yeah, bants with me then. Instead of me just rambling. See, it's so just loading away there now, Katie. Yeah, we're nearly there. I'd say we're at about 30 seconds left. 22 megabytes per second. That's what's going on. 22,
we should perform a dramatic reenactment of the trailer. I've only got the one mic and I don't want to die on it.
Oh wait, we can actually do this. Oh no, wait, your fucking chair doesn't have wheels.
Oh, thank the gods.
Just pretend it has wheels.
No!
It'll be fine.
No.
It'll work out grand.
BBC Two at its best.
Oh wait, if you take off your leather jacket and turn backwards, I can pretend you're the brick wall and I'm on the motorbike.
No.
I can reenact like the bike through the brick wall scene and burn lies on the ground like a little like meat ramp.
To be fair, that actually was done.
I could
really
do that.
Well.
That's
He
fine.
went straight through that wall. It was
He did.
awesome.
He did.
Didn't
And I have a
even
really
lose
funny
balance.
story about that if you want to hear it, you're going to have to tune into the TV show because I'm not dropping it down here.
Interpretive dance, though.
Do it through interpretive dance?
Yes.
No.
What everybody forgets, contrary to how lively I am, is I've got a
older
bum
now.
leg.
And what everyone forgets is, I don't want to.
They were just ordinary troublemakers as long as they lived. But they returned from beyond the grave with superhuman powers, unleashing an unholy reign of terror that holds an entire community in the grip of Psychomania. Psychomania.
Everybody dies, don't they? But some come back. How do the dead come back, Mother?
When you die, you've got to believe that you're going to come back.
Have you kill yourself? That's right! Off the bridge! I'm going!
You can only die once. After that, nothing and nobody can harm you.
Oh man, what are we waiting for?
I must stop him.
You can't.
I must.
Psychomania.
What happened? You're not dead.
That's what I was trying to tell you, Tom. I don't want to die.
Get after them!
And you know what you will become?
Yes.
And that it will be for all eternity.
You can only die once. After that, nothing and nobody can harm you.
Psychomania.
It's fine.
Audio's
it's
back,
fine,
so they
it's
didn't
fine.
hear any of that. Thank fuck. I was like, oh no. I'm not your buddy, friend.
I'm not your friend, guy.
Yeah, we were doing that in Russian last night on PUBG. I teamed up with these two random dudes. Myself and my mate were just like, whoever we're gaming with, basically. We've been Russian.
You know the way you got that?
Don't worry, little boy, we will save you. I've got guys surrounding me. Don't worry, little boy, we're on the way.
You know the way you're big into the soundtrack for Psychomania and that music? Good news, everybody!
What?
It seems that both Witch Hunt and Living Dead, the theme songs for Psychomania, were released on single in '73, so I'm sure you'll probably be able to find them somehow, somewhere. Yes, that.
Yeah, I like doing that as much as I like doing dubstep. 70s porn music and dubstep. I love doing my dubstep. Anything that starts with don't do that.
You're so fucked up.
Why not?
That's it. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. No. I don't mix them together.
You should.
Fuck no. Actually, I'm probably going to look for that. I'm now intrigued to see how that mashup will go. Oh, wait, you have friends in PUBG. Well, I never. You play with them!
Oh. Getting all kinds of kinky now.
You play with them. You've played with them. It was the crazy guy. Do you know the man that keeps doing the fucking... He's making fart noises when we're playing. You'll be like running through and you're like waiting to hear footsteps or whatever, and all you hear is fart. Also, a side note, Netflix show called Love, Death and Robots. We already reviewed the whole fucking thing.
Because it's fucking awesome.
It's so good. It's so good. Literally, even the movies that weren't as good as the other movies were still fucking awesome.
Just briefly, hello Mike Welsh, because...
Hello! And Rochi, and actually, is there anyone else we missed seeing that we're on a... we said hello to Gergen. Ger Hanley, we don't need to say hello to now because he's well introduced to the entire fucking crowd. And Mike is practically part of the show at this stage, I think.
Also true.
He's like a third member. We're a fourth member because the studio audience are also like a member.
Yes.
There you go.
Good save.
Giz, check your phone. Yes, he'll check it after the show because I can't be dealing with another mental breakdown on air.
Check it now.
Couldn't be bothered.
Check it now.
Anyway, Psychomania. That's the end of that. Next movie. Majorettes.
Yeah. Okay. We're not going to lie. Majorettes got put in here in the loosest possible thing because the synopsis...
I saw this as a teenage boy, and I believe one of the reasons I thought it was awesome was because it's full of boobies, and it was probably because it was 16, and I missed all of the plot. So, yeah, it was. Yeah, it's okay. There's as you've probably gathered, there's a school, and within that school, there's a load of majorettes, which, as I clarified earlier, are essentially, if people in Ireland don't know, cheerleaders without the skirts. And instead of building towers with each other, they spin sticks.
Batons.
Baton. Within that town, there's a dude who doesn't like majorettes, and he starts killing them.
Yeah, he sees them as being...
Filthy bright hordes of Satan.
Yeah, yes. Being impure, so he's slashing their...
Because they're flashing it around. Because, as I explained, they're cheerleaders, but without the skirts.
So yeah, the majorettes start getting killed one by one, and the story manages to intersect with the... We're calling them biker gang in the loosest possible sense because there's one.
We already reviewed Werewolves on Wheels. It's about a bunch of bikers who turn into werewolves and drive around on wheels.
Yep.
Two of them turn.
Let's not get. I'm not giving a full review.
Do his wheels.
Okay. I don't know what that was.
But yeah, the majorettes, bunch of schoolgirls start getting killed. It's your typical kind of slasher film.
Yeah. Where
one by one, each girl is stalked and killed. But you also get an interesting story whereby it's revealed the reasons for it, and
it's like a slasher that takes a break from being a slasher in the middle of it to be a thriller,
yeah,
and then goes back to being a slasher.
Yeah. The gang, it turns out, the main guy in charge of the gang, some dope fiend, managed to knock up one of the majorettes, and as a result, some of the school kids know about this, so they get pegged as being suspects. Now, they're already a bunch of scumbags anyway, so it's not a hard thing to do. But they're not actually the ones doing the killing. And then there's this other bit where one of the girls...
Bikers sometimes just get a bad rap.
Yeah. Yes. Well, in this case, they are like scumbags.
Oh, yeah, I know. But they're not the scumbags that they're being made out to.
No, they're different
levels of scumbags. Although they're quite viably also the scumbags that were made out to be. It just didn't happen. We're working their way there, is what I'm saying.
One of the majorettes has a grandmother who she's living with. Her own family are dead.
Mm-hmm.
The grandmother is being looked after by this very sadistic and openly hateful
Hilda
German or something fucking nursemaid who is telling
or is it Heidi? No, Hilda, isn't it?
She's telling the grandmother, I can't wait to kill you because I'm going to be selling all your shit.
Yeah. Once you die and your granddaughter's dead, all your money is mine.
Ha!
Depending on if your granddaughter dies over the age of 18 or not.
Hilda, Helga, whatever the fuck you want to call her, also has a son who has a job working as a janitor in the school.
Deputy Dewey.
Who loves taking photos when no one can see him, and as a result manages...
I will give that goofy bastard a bit of credit. He is able to snap shots from... He's like a fucking photo ninja.
As a result, he also manages to catch a snapshot of the killer in action, which later on leads to Helga managing to blackmail the killer into doing what she wants, i.e. whack the granddaughter when she wants it done. This unfortunately intersects with the biker clan who decide...
I need her to survive until 18. Not much longer after 18, but most certainly until 18.
This unfortunately goes sideways when the bikers decide they're going to grab the quarterback who they reckon is telling shit about...
He's a goddamn stool pigeon.
The head of the bikers knocking up that first majorette.
He's a goddamn stoolie.
So they grab him while he's with the granddaughter.
Yeah.
And then...
They think that the granddaughter sees girlfriend, so to teach him a lesson...
They're going to rape
They're
her
going to rape her in front of him. And then I think one of the bikers is going to fuck him, although it's not actually said.
Fortunately, however...
There's a very high possibility.
Fortunately, however, Helga's son, being the stalker that he is and wanting to make sure that nothing happens to the girl until the right time...
Because Helga's son is very well aware that the young lady is mommy's prize horse.
You can't take her, it's not time.
Mom will
be
pay you!
mad.
Mom will pay you! And then gunfire, 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 gunfire.
Lots of people dead.
Everybody dead.
Except for the quarterback who ends up pulling a full fucking Rambo.
He pulls a full fucking... I got to say, America, well done. Normally I would give out about this kind of thing, but the fact that this young fellow was able to walk in and just pick up a fucking M16 really helped his fucking cause. I won't lie to you, because... And then he went a little bit Heisenberg on it. It was like, we're going to go over, we're going to take the fucking car out, and then the minute they come out to take a look at the car, shooty, shooty, blowy, blowy.
That's not Heisenberg, that's basic military strategy. Cause a distraction, lure out your enemy.
Last bit of Breaking Bad, he blows up a car, and then as they come out to look at the car, he's rigged up a robotic machine gun in the boot, and it comes out and just fucking sprays him.
Okay, I'm just saying the idea of using a distraction to draw an enemy out of a fortified position is really rather old.
Yeah, I mentioned the Heisenberginess because of the very, very, very similar runnings of everything that happened between what happened in there and what particularly happened in Breaking Bad. Visually, they're very similar, is what I'm saying. I'm very well aware it's a military tactic for numerous fucking years.
Centuries.
Yeah.
Anyway, this leads to an interesting case where the quarterback manages to track the leader of the gang through the woods, through blood trails and other stuff, and they have a confrontation. This film is way more wordy than we expected, to be perfectly honest. There is an awful lot of exposition, which, to be honest...
An awful lot of exposition.
Unveils...
unnecessarily large amounts of exposition.
That's just it. I mean, I think they wanted to actually give something that felt more in-depth than your standard slasher, and as a result you have this multi-layered
But see, what happened was, the people that were getting hacked off, you didn't get any fucking continuous let's build them up storyline. It's more about the final payoff bit of the storyline than anything. So there's just a load of talking, then some miscellaneous meat getting murdered, until the end, where the granddaughter and all of that whole kerfuffle kicks off. And with some very harsh words from one moderately old lady to a significantly older lady. And her son bumbling around and just wanking photos out of everything. That's it. With no soundtrack.
There is a soundtrack. Like 80s disco. There's much more really to be specific.
Duty.
Do you want to just do?
Yeah, we'll do the trailer.
It's okay.
The high school majorettes. They're so popular, so pretty, and so desirable. You just can't take your eyes off them, and that's enough to get them killed. One by one by one.
He knows who we all are. And if he's determined to come after us one by one... One by one? It gives me the creeps.
One by one. They're never too young. They're never too old. They're never too late to give the last performance of their lives. Leave it to the co-author of The Night of the Living Dead to take the majorettes apart.
Trailer's as shite as the movie. Oh, Jesus. That's popping back on. I wasn't expecting that.
Psychomania wants to make a return.
Look, I'm still here! You should just watch Psychomania twice instead of watching Majorettes. You'll thank us. Just remove that altogether so that doesn't happen. So, that's the third movie. We're nearly there.
Now onto a childhood classic for me. Because Bravo fucking rocks. Chopper Chicks in Zombie Town.
Trauma.
Hooah! When the cycle sluts right into town, well, the best thing you can possibly do is just like.
I have to say, I love
way.
the logistical thinking as to why they're called the cycle sluts. I like.
Oh,
well, they're just going to call it sluts anyway. So
might as well beat them to the punch.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Roxy and her band of
merry women.
I was going to say viragos, but there's actually a bike called viragos.
Yeah,
but it is an apt term.
Disgruntled cycle chicks.
Basically, Roxy's gang is made up of people that want to get the fuck out of the situations that they're in and would rather live on the open road. So you have Dee Dee, Louise, Jewel, TC, Rusty. I'm trying to remember some of the other names. There's 8 of them. And when they get to the town of Zariah, they decide, you know what, we'll stop off here, we'll get, ourselves sorted out, and then we'll hit the road again. Unfortunately, it seems Dee Dee is from Zariah, so she runs into her ex-husband, played by Billy Bob Thornton, gets recognised by numerous people over the course of the movie as being the former prom queen, and ends up having it out with Roxy because, well, she's not too happy about certain things that are going on. What they don't know is that there's a mine full of zombies.
And kids are idiots.
The blind kids?
Mm.
How are they idiots?
Well, the kid opened up.
They were all on the ground.
I love the fact that it was blind kids.
I know.
Not aware about it. I won't lie to you. I was editing while watching the movie and I'd missed the bit where there were blind kids. So I was very confused for a good 45 minutes in the movie that I was like, why the fuck are all these kids wearing sunglasses? Now, it had occurred to me that I was like, are they blind or something? But you don't really get any indication that they're fucking blind.
Except when it says that they're all blind orphans at the start of the film.
At the bit that I edited through. Yeah. It wasn't until later, like, they're all meeting in the street and I eventually saw them with the sticks and everything. I was like, they are blind. Okay. I thought they were in like some sort of kiddie rock band or something, or one of the biker chicks was being really nice and they put your sunglasses on, you won't see anything bad. Bullshit! Zombies!
It seems the town mortician has found the secret to zombieism because there's some chemical that's in the mine that he can use to reanimate the dead. And so because he can, he fucking does.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden...
And he's also in Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
He's one of the... he is the doctor. Do you know when they bring...
Yes.
When they move from where they're got the zombie bodies and it's all starting off and they move into the doctor's mortuary. Yeah. So he's the doctor. So I thought that was cool.
Well, in this he's assisted by his...
But it's kind of like a bit of like zombie authentication. You know, it's like, is this a zombie movie? Oh, well, it's got your man from Return of the Living Dead in it.
He's also assisted by his dwarf servant, I suppose is the best way of putting it, manslave at this stage, because he verbally abuses. There's a horrible fucking line out.
They actually take the piss out of these two in South Park.
Oh, okay.
Do you know the crazy scientist?
All right.
Because he's got the little man monkey thing that he runs around and just abuses.
Yeah. But another thing this film does is, and because it's trauma, it's not afraid to go really fucking dark. So within 5 minutes of the film, you're seeing a child die because he's been stupid enough to walk into the mines where all the zombies are.
Which always gets extra bonus points off me.
Daddy, are you in there? Which obviously leads to the zombies.
Was your dad... Here, I'll give you an indication there, Blindy.
This kid could see.
Okay, was your dad on the bus?
No.
Okay, he wasn't on the bus with blind kids.
The kid wasn't either.
Okay, so do you remember when I said kids are idiots and you're like, well, they were blind? So the kid that I was specifically calling a fucking idiot that let all the zombies out is a perfectly natural child that sees everything.
Except that you referenced the kid with the machine gun.
No, I fucking didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Kid opens them.
There you go, bro.
Fuck. Fine, kids are idiots.
Cheers.
As a result, in this case, all the zombies get loose and eventually start working their way through Zariah. While this is going on, the cycle sluts,
thanks a lot, Mike,
are naturally running afoul of the town because, let's face it, a bunch of stuck-up...
because the road in caused a lot of trouble, had a lot of bar fights, and then pretty much found any man they could get their physical hands on and fucked it.
Within the space of 5 minutes.
Within the space of 5 minutes. Half the town got laid.
Although it
to
was...
the point that the mayor was even like, I can smell sex in the fucking air.
I know what it smells like.
I remember what it smells like. I remember what that smelled like. Oh, poor Mr. Mayor. I think most of his major issues was that Mayor got no biker poon. That was the problem.
Fortunately, the town...
There's a reason.
The town virgin got de-virginized and then forced to move out her hole.
He didn't get forced to move out of home. He was just highly employed.
At the end of the film, he was forced.
You go with the biker bitches now.
Pretty
But
much.
Mom, I don't have a bike. You
She
are
does.
her old lady. You get in the back of that bike. Well, she's got more nuts than that young fella does. No offense to you, sir, but you know.
Once the zombies hit the town, it's clear that the town is fucked, and after a few occasions of attempting to kill the cycle sluts for, well, basically just being themselves, the town decides, you know what, this zombie thing is kind of a bit of a problem, so why don't you give us a hand?
We don't know how to murder people en masse, and you guys punched the shit out of 20 zombies there about 10 minutes ago. Any chance you can biker up there? I know we were kind of very anti-biker there a while ago, but ordinarily we'd be very anti-biker, but specifically in this kind of scenario, it'd be really good if you hogged up and started fucking murdering some zombies, please.
Unfortunately, the leader of the gang is somewhat hacked off with the rest of the members of the gang and kind of goes, fuck you.
Because there's been a bit of a power trip going on within the cycle sluts since the beginning of the movie.
But fortunately, once the zombie epidemic really gets bad, everyone comes together to kill the undead the best way they know how.
The way trauma teaches us through all the years, if we just band together, we can murder anything.
And make sure that their heads come
And
clean
make
off.
sure that their heads come clean off.
Chopper Chicks in Zombie Town has some fucking hilarious stuff in it. It has loads of gratuitous violence.
Loads
fun
of gratuitous
music.
nudity.
Doesn't.
There's some. No, actually there isn't. No, sorry. Do you know, sorry, I'm thinking of the slightly steamy scene between your one and Billy Bob Thornton, and then I was like, oh, actually, all that blue lighting, memory-wise, made me think there was a lot more going on there than there
Now,
was.
admittedly, Willem does get molested by Louise.
The military biker chick?
No. The blonde one that goes off at first going, I need some meat. She's the first one that gets turned into a zombie.
Oh, yes.
And she's obsessed, and she ends up trapping Willem inside in that kind of meat locker and molesting him repeatedly. Which also manages to kind of slow him up and let the other ones go do, ripping your throat out.
Is it really wrong if they're still kind of moving?
I thought you were going to say if they're still kind of warm.
She wouldn't be, she's fucking
In
hella dead.
Egypt, you're up to 6
For all
hours.
you know, that serum that revitalized them also made them run a fever temperature.
Yeah, but I don't know that, and I have to run by the rules of what I've seen in the movie and what I know of zombies.
There was very little decomposition on her specifically, so...
He checked.
She's fresh. Yeah, fuck it, whatever. They're fucking dead chicks.
Smash it off.
No, wait, they're not. Actually, sorry. That guy was.
Yeah, and
more raped by dead chicks.
Yeah.
Dead chick, singly.
Yeah. But to be fair, she also comes to the rescue later on when Dee Dee and one of the kids...
Yeah, because even as a zombie, she's got sisterhood.
Yeah.
Ingrained.
Girl power. To be fair, and I know you were saying earlier that you thought that this was very disjointed in a typical trauma kind of way, but to be fair...
but not in a bad way.
I actually think that this is one of the more well put together trauma movies, which is why it sticks out in my head.
Oh yeah, I don't disagree with you with that, but it still does suffer where trauma, with a lot of trauma because of the low budget and stuff, part of the grab to get you in watching was you were going to see some gratuitous fucking violence and shit going on.
Tits.
So a lot of the time, it was very much ropey story to get all of the cool scenes together, and then and the funny bits and everything. But no, this is quite well put together. But it's why it's not my number one movie of the night. Psychomania is my number one movie of the night because it was fucking impeccable. It was actually great. It was so good.
Trailer for Chopper Chicks.
Trailer for Chopper Chicks. Trailer for Chopper Chicks. We're finished reviewing Chopper Chicks, and the trailer for the continuation of Biker Movies from Hell. Chopper Chicks.
The one who speaks for them.
They are creatures of darkness, waiting for their moment to strike, waiting to prey on the innocent, and no power on earth can stop them. They're bad. They're beautiful. They're
8 broads on the rag.
Troma is proud to present Billy Bob Thornton in the Tromillennium edition of Chopper Chicks in Zombie Town.
for the love of men. For the love of animals.
Yo, the dog.
For the love of God, does anyone know how to stop them?
Bring back the dead. All these people are dead? They're dead. They're going to eat you, bitch.
Now, it's the Queens of Ghoul.
Nobody runs me out of town.
Against the zombie ghoul.
That's my husband, you think? Your husband's dead!
in a war that's got everyone losing their head.
No respect for the dead. Got no respect for property. What kind of trash are you?
Chopper Chicks in Zombie Town. Not just another action comedy horror biker zombie movie.
Blow me.
In Sinbad movies. Sorry, my mouse isn't working properly.
I want to say the Golden Voyage.
Classy ladies. They're very classy ladies. Kind of.
Cycle Sluts?
The Cycle Sluts.
Oh, yeah.
Well, my kind of classy lady. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If you haven't seen Chopper Chicks in Zombie Town, you just see
Go see it.
Go see it.
It's real fun.
Great fun.
Great fun. And actually, you could also... This is on YouTube. And that'd be fine. Because there's no boobs in this either.
Weren't you supposed to put the promo for tonight's show on?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Should have brought up later. Okay, we'll just do the promo now. Oops. And we're back. So the whole reason it's called Biker Night from Hell is because us, where we usually show up after the show, which is in an hour and a half over on American Horrors, we're going to be covering the bikers' influence on horror, where we're going to be talking about some of the movies we had on tonight, and many other movies.
Kind of general perspective on how bikers have been treated in the horror.
There's one with a mutant biker man turkey, and there's one with a vampire bike from hell. So we'll give you a level of the crazy shit we get into in the show. But while chatting to the boss, we were like, we're going to have a biker movie night from hell. And as a treat, he let myself and kids pick two of the movies for tonight. And two of the movies for tonight are in review today. One of which is fucking Psychomania, which I'm super happy about because I'll actually watch it again. I have no problem. And the other one is Werewolves and Wheels.
Which is also great.
Which is also fucking great fun, even if it's only just to see the titty snake dance. It's a great movie. No, I really, it's actually a little grindhouse cinematic masterpiece. It's shot so well and everything, but that titty snake dance, if all of the grindhousiness and all of the fancy cinematography and all of that won't get you in there, join for the first 20 minutes. You'll thank us.
Okay then.
Anyway, they're the two movies that are going to be on. We have everything reviewed now. I think that's all good. So anyway, that's us pretty much rounded up.
Don't forget to catch us on American Horrors.
Don't forget to catch. I literally just did that.
I know, as you were
fucking... Don't forget to catch us on American Horrors. 2:30 p.m, which is about an hour and a half away from now, or 8:30 p.m. CST for any of our American fans.
That was it, because the times weren't set. I was like, I don't remember. Yeah.
If you were on the magical box known as Roku, use channel code AMHOR to add American Horrors to your Roku lineup, and otherwise go to www.americanhorrors.com where those sexy motherfuckers have the channel stream it for free. Long sentence.
But you got through it.
I did get through it. Thanks. Got through it together. Fist bump. Boom. Nice. Anyway, for myself, in case you join us next week, we're going to be talking about a load of other mad horror bollocks, but it probably won't be bikers. Probably not. We will be doing another, as was clarified before this, there will be another biker movie night from hell.
Return to the bikers from hell.
I'm telling you, that turkey one's going on the list. It's happening. Sorry, it's just like crazy killer turkey man. Due to think Spider-Man, except he was bitten by a toxic marijuana-infused turkey, giving him a thirst for blood, but only if it's infused with marijuana, which is convenient because his turkey creation happens upon a marijuana farm.
I'm going to have to be baked out of my gorgeous food.
I would imagine we're going to have to be really baked for this. This is why I'm so excited. Anyway, for myself and the kids, GoreCast, outage, point at the screen, please. Wow. Thank you. Kurgan will do the goddamn Hammer biker movie as well if it'll make you happy. Just to make it, we're putting that Hammer one on just so you can't complain that we haven't covered a Hammer horror one yet. We're actually also going to do a Hammer horror episode. Anyway, now GoreCast out. I just wasn't going to let that lie. Could have let it lie, bro.